Nintendo! Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be reacting to one of the early uploads from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists. I'm a huge fan of their work and I hope that you will like this video as well. This video came out in the year 2017, so I think it's around 4 years ago. Let's start. It's about Nintendo in DeadLock.
There's a pretty big chance that when someone mentions the phrase video game, one of the first names that pops into your brain is the global juggernaut, Nintendo.
That is true. Well, you must know that Nintendo is very big.
With the original NES, they single-handedly pulled video gaming out of its 1983 crash, and they've been pioneering the industry ever since, releasing beloved home consoles and handhelds for over 30 years now.
Wow, over 30 years now. And this video came out in 2017. Makes me very old.
There are countless childhoods that have been touched by their games, countless lives that have been made better because of their work. From Mario to Zelda to Pokemon and beyond, this company has done a ton of good. But the industry is changing. PlayStation is leading console sales, and PC gaming is stronger than ever with the help of Steam.
Wait, did he just mention PS4? Like, seriously? Like, because right now in 2021 there is something called PS5.
Now, with the upcoming release of the company's newest console, the Nintendo Switch,
Yes, the Nintendo Switch. That's awesome. It's a very awesome, yeah.
gamers are asking an important question. Is it time for Nintendo to bow out of the hardware markets? Would they be better off focusing solely on creating software as a third-party developer? Is it time that Nintendo go the way of its old rival Sega? Well, if there was ever a person to debate this question, it's my guest for the day, President and COO of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé.
No, the COO is here. Wow. Alright, so this is gonna be interesting.
The battle, should Nintendo keep their consoles? Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to DeadLock.
DeadLock. A new opponent has arrived. Challenger approaching.
First, as a big fan of Nintendo, it is an honor to have you back on the show, Reggie.
Glad to be back here again, Matt. I'm surprised you wanted me back considering how I trounced you in the last debate about motion controls.
Oh, so that's the way it's gonna be, huh? All right.
Oh, first blood. Already?
Well, let's be honest here, Reggie. 56% to 44% is hardly a shutout. That's only, what, 12%? Not even close to the spike Nintendo stocks saw in 2015 when the company first announced it was going to be making games for mobile devices. That was 24%. In fact, as COO of Nintendo of America, you probably follow percentages pretty closely, so here's another one. In 2016, Nintendo stock was up over 50%, not in a console release year. In fact, in a year without a console release, Nintendo stock is at its highest point since 2011, with a big part of that coming from your decision to develop games for mobile platforms. Whereas, when you unveiled the Nintendo Switch in October, Nintendo stocks dropped by 7%. It's not the most auspicious start there, Reggie.
Starting this debate with hard numbers, Matt? Stock prices? Seems like the gloves are off.
Such math. Man is smart. Wow. Oh my god. This is gonna be intense.
Last time, the comments thought I was a bit soft on you, so I'm going full-on Little Mac, not pulling any punches this time. And let me be clear, I don't relish starting a debate with a bunch of business numbers, but this is a fight about Nintendo's big-time business decisions.
True. Don't make me destroy you.
Nintendo is the company that has made gaming what it is today, and what you do for the industry is important. So we just want you to be around for a long time. So when numbers like this show that you can be successful without needing your own console, well, it's something worth noting, Reggie.
Well, Matt, you just made a lot of my arguments for me. As you just said, what Nintendo does for the industry is important. It's what we take pride in, innovating the world of video games, pushing the industry forward. And a big part of that is by creating unique hardware that allows for more unique gaming experiences. The biggest and most obvious example of this is the Wii. The Wii introduced tracking system and accelerometer to make controlling a game go simply beyond pressing a button. And we did this all at a price point that most families could afford. By taking a risk, Nintendo was able to introduce the world to a new way of playing no one had ever considered. It made gamers out of people who had never touched a controller before. In fact, a lot of elements considered standard today for the way you control and play games were either invented or made mainstream by Nintendo.
Ooh, I was waiting for the by Nintendo. I really like it.
The D-pad, start, select, saving, portable gaming, shoulder buttons, thumbsticks, rumble, wireless control.
Stop. He's already dead.
Touch screen gaming, motion controls, 3D gaming, augmented reality, and asymmetrical gaming. Even endeavors that some gamers consider non-starters, like the Virtual Boy,
Oh my god, multiple different combos.
were pursuing concepts decades ahead of its time.
Thanks for the monologue, Reggie. Thanks for giving me a chance to talk there. Thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Passive aggressive. Thank you.
Speaking of the Virtual Boy, I did see you on Twitter the other day with one. Facebook has Oculus, Google has Daydream, Nintendo returns to VR market with the Virtual Boy 2.0. You can even add a new color, green.
Like Mario and Luigi.
It'll be like Christmas.
We don't joke about Virtual Boy, man. It's listening.
What the?
Well, that was weird.
Without taking risks, the gaming industry could stagnate, and innovations might simply stay at, what's the best graphics card we could put into this?
True, the gaming industry might stagnate. That's correct.
Instead of, how can we create a more unique gaming experience? It's our goal to change how the world thinks of console gaming, and we'll be doing it again with the release of the Nintendo Switch. A console that delivers entirely new ways to play wherever and whenever people want.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense, sure, and I agree with all of it, but you're assuming that Nintendo needs hardware to innovate new games.
Is it an assumption?
Games like Super Mario Run and its use of existing technology to make a completely new version of a classic game are proof that Nintendo can still bring new ideas to the table without creating its own hardware. Plus, you could just produce the peripherals. USB systems don't make it particularly difficult to create hardware that can plug into a port and then just be ready to go with a little setup.
That's correct. You can just plug and play. It's fast and easy.
Guitar Hero, Rock Band, both did a great job of doing it in the past.
Certainly. But when Nintendo creates a console, we're not just thinking about creating the next generation of an easy-to-use gaming computer. We're rethinking the way you play games. That's what differentiates Nintendo from the rest of the market, no matter what platform we're talking about. Take Nintendo Switch. It combines the power of a home console with the mobility of a handheld. But take a closer look at the Joy-Con controllers. Controllers are how you interact with your games. So we've always worked hard to get this right. And the Joy-Con controllers that come with Nintendo Switch are truly amazing. Each Joy-Con has a control stick, gyroscope, and accelerometer. They can be used together or as a fully functioning standalone controller for multiplayer. Plus, they include additional technology, such as an improved HD rumble, an NFC touchpoint, and an IR motion camera. We are introducing the world to new experiences made possible by the unique characters of the Nintendo Switch hardware and Joy-Con.
Don't get me wrong, Reggie. I love innovation, but I also love games. And it seems like the two are sometimes at odds with each other.
Discussing, talking about gamings, talking about consoles, no discussions are...
Case in point, the Wii U. Sure, Super Smash Bros. And Super Mario Maker were great, but they were also Nintendo-made games.
Oh, Nintendo-made games, that means they are quite limited, aren't they?
Overall, the asymmetric system was difficult for third parties to wrap their heads around, and as a result, they didn't really develop material for it. Games were slow to port over, if at all. As a result, gamers are being put into positions where they're spending hundreds of dollars for a new console just to play the next installments of their favorite Nintendo franchises. But then they're left with a console that gathers dust in between Nintendo's big yearly releases. It's a vicious cycle, Reggie. Poor third party.
That's correct. It's a vicious cycle. The cycle is just repeating itself. It's just horrible. You make some important points.
Party support makes Nintendo consoles less attractive to players, which reduces sales. Reduced sales means it's harder to get third-party support. And gaming is an expensive hobby already these days. Most people don't exactly want to shell out a few $100 just to obtain the hardware necessary to play a few select titles.
Well, Matt, we don't want to prevent gamers from having access to our games.
Oh, killer points. That is correct. Because sometimes, let's just be honest, life is hard, and yeah, people might not just spend so much money on the console if they can just buy new games.
That's a large part of why we try to keep our consoles at a lower, more manageable price for consumers relative to others. With the Nintendo Switch, we're dedicated to creating a steady flow of games, both first and third party, at launch and through the holiday and beyond.
Sure, and I'll concede that we're trying to simplify some complex economic ideas here, but considering that almost every manufacturer loses money on the consoles and then recoups that cost on their games, then why not remove that risk entirely and just bring games over to someplace like Steam? We could see The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild pop up on the Steam store's front page, featured on the PSN or on the Xbox Live. You're making the Nintendo brand of games more accessible in more homes.
I really like it's like, you get a Mario! Oh my gosh.
Other than the Wii, which is an impressive but outlying data point, Reggie, the N64 sold 33 million units to the PlayStation's 110 million. The GameCube clocked in at about 22 million, and the PS2 sold over 150. Fast forward to today, and there have only been about 13 million Wii U's sold, only just surpassing the Dreamcast. The PS4, though, is in 50 million homes, the Xbox One, 25. I'm sure many of those gamers would love to play the latest Zelda or Mario game, but never will because they've already spent their allotted budget on those consoles for this generation.
Oh, that's correct. So if I have the money, I can either buy the console or the game. I may not have enough money to buy both the console and the games.
Maybe. But Nintendo doesn't just stand for innovation in gaming. It stands for creating a safe place in gaming. By producing the console, we're able to help shape a positive gaming experience for anyone picking up a controller. Not only our biggest fans, but also for families and kids. Nintendo Switch will have parental controls similar to what we have on Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. But with the Nintendo Switch, we'll also have a parental control app that'll allow parents to set daily limits on how long the system can be played, view the games that have been played on the system, and for how long. Parents can even set a cutoff time, such as no gaming allowed after 9 p.m.
Oh, that wouldn't fly if I was a kid.
No, not for me.
Just saying. Sneaking down into the basement to play more.
And if you're worried about third-party support for our systems, don't. We recognize that delivering a wide catalog from the top third-party publishers is essential to creating a competitive console in today's market. And with the Nintendo Switch, we're looking forward to broad third-party support from top developers and publishers, including Activision, EA, Take-Two Interactive, Ubisoft, and more. Did you notice that Bethesda is joining Nintendo for the first time? Yeah. Nintendo Switch players will be seeing some of their favorite franchises, like The Elder Scrolls, NBA 2K, Minecraft, and more. We just announced that over 80 games are in development by our third-party partners. Mic drop.
Don't take what
Ooh, that's a huge mic. Oh my god, that's a huge mic. Literally a huge mic.
I've said as me wanting Nintendo to go out of business. Quite the contrary. One, this is just the side I have to argue because it's the format of the show, and two, I gotta grill you because I need Nintendo to be around for a long time.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if you're a loyal theorist or anything, Reggie. We'll just move past that one then.
Oh my god, that was awkward. That was so awkward.
But we do cover a few of your games around here, so I'm just saying. All I'm trying to point out is that the console game is the single riskiest one in all of gaming. Case in point, after years of fighting and losing in the console wars, Sega was down and out.
Oh my god, he used the Sega reference.
Losing money every year. But the year after they bowed out of the hardware business and went purely into developing games, they finally turned their first profit again.
Well, Nintendo's been around for over 100 years, and it's my job to make sure we're around for many years to come. Well, we appreciate your concern, Matt, and the concern of all the gamers out there. Rest assured Nintendo's doing just fine. You just worry about Ganon or Bowser. Let us worry about the business. And more importantly, let us have the privilege of bringing great experiences to gamers everywhere with the launch of Nintendo Switch. We can't wait.
It's hard to argue with that. But I guess my last point here is that the landscape of gaming is changing. Can the Nintendo Switch, as a portable, dedicated gaming device, stay relevant in the face of the still ongoing smartphone revolution? Can any compete when smartphones and PCs seem like they're taking over every area of technology, from our games to our TVs and more? I guess the question isn't whether Nintendo should stop making consoles, but whether we're entering an era where the idea of a console is a thing of the past. You say that Nintendo has been innovating by bringing new ideas into their consoles. I'm inclined to agree. But as technology evolves around us, is this Nintendo's chance to continue innovating in a whole new way, by being a trailblazer into a new era for the industry that puts new and unique gaming experiences on all consoles?
I'm not too sure about that. I'm honestly not too sure because 4 years later, right, which is 2021, PS5 came out and yeah.
Not just their own. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, we have reached deadlock. Now the decision is in your hands.
My hands, your hands.
Are you switching to the Nintendo Switch, or is it time to switch off the console wars? Click on one to cast your vote. And a special thanks again to Reggie and Nintendo for participating in this debate.
Nice. So, is it you like it or you don't like it? Just asking. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you like this video. This video came out from the YouTube channel, The Game Theorists. So yeah, their videos is amazing, and I hope that you show support and appreciation for their work as well. And I will see you next time. If you don't like this video, please consider to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I repeat again, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And comment down below if you have anything to share with us. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Oh no, it's actually DeadLock. But hey, that's just a log. A DeadLock. Thanks for watching.